I said it in my last video and I'll say it again. If a book isn't funny, it just cannot be a masterpiece. We have this idea in our head that the great books of literature have to be these depressing, dark, and serious things, but really, the greatest writers in history were the biggest trolls.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
I've actually read these books, every single page of them, and I'm not just reading off some Wikipedia article like half of BookTube right now.
Oh,
Here are 9 genuine masterpieces that are legitimately hilarious. We're gonna start with one that'll probably get us canceled for laughing at or laughing with, and we're gonna end with one that is seriously surprising. American Psycho by Bret, Easton, Ellis. Most people think this is a horror story about a serial killer. There are serial killings going on, but it plays out more like an episodic sitcom about some desperate dork who just wants to fit in. Patrick Bateman is not the cool villain finance bros will have you believe. He is a loser. For God's sake, he has panic attacks over business cards.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers Van Patten's card to mine.
He pays for people's time to give them monologues, lectures on Phil Collins and Whitney Houston. Yes, if you read this as a serious thriller, it is disgusting. But if you read it as a satire, as it was intended to be, it is laugh out loud funny and a spot-on critique of society. Next, we have what is possibly the most dangerous joke in literature. It is Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita. And throughout the book, Nabokov is playing a game with you. The protagonist is actually called Humbert. No joke. And yes, he is a monster, but he is one funny monster. He is a cultured European who mocks American culture. He has a disdain for it. He mocks his neighbors. He even mocks the motels he stays in because he just doesn't have the money to afford a decent hotel. You're laughing at the self-aware irony of it all. You're laughing at Nabokov's wit in his writing. And while you're laughing, you remember that Humbert is a genuine sicko and you end up feeling sick with yourself. The humor is a trap, kind of like candy to lure people into vans. Moving on from human monsters to divine ones now. Sometimes the only way to laugh at the absurdity of the universe is to turn God or the devil into a Benny Hill character. Number 3, The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov. The devil pays a visit to Soviet Moscow with his accomplices. One of his accomplices is a giant, walking, talking, vodka-swilling, pistol-carrying cat called Behemoth. And they go around wreaking havoc on the inane bureaucracy of the USSR, which in itself is slapstick, all while exposing the slapdash.
Classic pun. I know.
Incompetence of the government. And right next to that, we have one of my favorite books of all time, The Gospel According to Jesus Christ by Jose Saramago. To say that this reads like it was written by a grumpy atheist who thinks God is just a horrible CEO, well, that's a bit reductive, but you already know the story of Jesus. Saramago knows you know already the story of Jesus, but he tells it to you anyway through a narrator who is both Jesus's contemporary and your contemporary, which gives the whole book a kind of like a layer of irony, as though he's telling you the story in a bar while he's winking at you, you know? And it makes it funny, yeah, but subtly moving as well. If you want to be reductive, Jesus is
Not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
Just a confused guy caught between humanity and God is cynical and manipulative and just tedious as hell. The book is pure blasphemy. I love it. Okay, these guys are the worst culprits here. We treat them like bronze statues when really they are the original posters. Number 5, Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche. This book is not a stern philosophical lecture. He is mocking the idea of the guru who promises salvation. Remember that Nietzsche is the guy who in his autobiography had chapters titled Why I Am So Wise, Why I Write Such Excellent Books. It's a bit. He's the original edgelord. Number 6, The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera. This book is all about the absurdity of kit. And also, you remember the Manic Pixie Dream Girl thing, Zooey Deschanel, that sort of type? The original idea of that, wow, I'm not speaking well. The original idea of that comes from this book. He examines how we're always trying to idealize our lives, make them into some kind of perfect movie scene, but it always gets interrupted by the reality of things like poop and awkwardness. And even during something as serious as the Prague Spring, which is when this is set, he shows that the only winning move is to laugh. Number 7, Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Quite a few Russians on this list, actually. I'll be brief. Also, all individual videos on these books down there in the description, by the way. It's basically the diary of a guy who thinks he's better than everyone else, but he can't handle eye contact with a waiter. It is just so cringe. It's like 19th century Curb Your Enthusiasm. Now we have Pure Chaos, 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel, Garcia, Marquez. Why do I always try to do accents? Is it a work of magical realism that is pure genius, a masterpiece that depicts the history of colonization in Latin America? Yes. Also, it is a hilarious and infuriating family comedy about a bunch of people who refuse to learn from their mistakes. And boys and girls, they're all called the same name: Aurelio, Aureliano, Aurelia. Like, what the hell is going on here? And finally, number 9, the one you did not expect. Louisa May Alcott's Little Women. Is it heartwarming, sentimental fluff? Yes, but it has savage dialogue. These girls, and they're like feral, effervescent balls of energy. They're just so real. Like Amy March is the funniest social climber you'll ever come across in the world of literature. Jo, the protagonist, I guess, Saoirse Ronan, she is just a disaster. Auntie March is a straight up bitch.
Don't humor me, girl.
I guarantee you that this book will have you both crying and laughing in tears. It is a veritable comedy of manners to rival Jane Austen. It's just that I have not read any Jane Austen. There you have it. That is my list of 9 hilarious masterpieces that I have actually read. Now, if you take anything away from this video, just never be afraid of that big, dusty, dark tome that's leather bound of so-called great literature, because in order to make a point about society, which is what great books do, you just can't do it directly, otherwise you'll just get iced. You gotta short circuit authority with humor. That is why so many of those books sitting right there on your TBR are secretly hilarious. So now go, pick one, read it, and let me know about it down below.
Like, share, subscribe.